Well, this pandemic winter is the perfect time to get outside alone and watch nature at work. Wildlife is bustling even on the snowiest and coldest of days. Not all birds migrate and fly south for the winter. Sure, cold-blooded critters are harder to see, but they're still there if you know where to look. Even if you prefer the warmth of indoors, let a window in your home magically become a giant media screen for everything outdoors. Let's talk to Jim Arrigoni at the Connecticut Audubon Society. Jim, thanks so much for joining us. Good morning to you in Middleton, Connecticut. So let's talk about first, which animals are the easiest to observe during winter?
Definitely birds are some of the most conspicuous animals, and it's also a really good time of year to be able to see some of the more charismatic species like bald eagles can be a bit more conspicuous, and even some of the owl species, especially when we get like an appearance of like a snowy owl, which is more typical of the Arctic tundra to the north.
Yeah, it's always beautiful to see the dots of colorful birds on the landscape of the white snow falling. So let's talk about the best times of day to observe the wildlife and in which regions of the country you can get out and see those.
Definitely first thing in the morning, the birds have gotten through a long cold night and they're going to be on the search for food, and they'll need to be looking for food throughout the day as well in a shorter day length period. Many of the mammal species are more active at night, but you'll still see like your squirrels and deer can be out during the day. And throughout the country, it's certainly where you have a more severe winter, that's going to drive a lot of the behavior of the animals on a daily basis.
And speaking of that behavior, Jim, let's talk about how climate change has altered kind of the winter patterns of the wildlife.
Yeah, we have more unusual weather, it seems. Certainly has been my experience here in New England, where you have you might have a 50, 60-degree day in the middle of the summer or in the middle of the winter. But then also when you have unusually late frosts in the spring or early frosts in the autumn, that can really cause some population impacts to certain sensitive wildlife species.
Oh yeah, we're definitely seeing some of those impacts. Great tips there. Thanks so much, Jim Arrigoni at the Connecticut Audubon Society. Jim, thanks for being with us this morning.